So on this occasion, I will demonstrate the activities that we can use for 20 minutes main activities to teach English for senior high school students, grade 10, odd semesters, and the specific skills are reading and writing. So the activities will be based on this list. So please pay attention. So yeah, today we will learn about recount text, especially about the biography of someone. I'll show you the biography of a famous person in Indonesia. I'm sure that you have been familiar with her. Please take time to read it for a while. Have you read it? So if you have read the biography, now it's time for you to answer these questions. Okay, the next is we are going to answer the next question related to biography. The questions are this. Okay, have you finished with the questions? Okay, now any one of you can share his or her answer related to the questions. Please come to the front. Desi, do you want to try? Okay, come to the front. Nice try, Desi. Give applause to Desi. Okay, you are such a good student. You can answer the question correctly. I'm proud of you. So now we come to the last questions. I want you to share your ideas, your opinions about this biography. Anything you think about the Raden Ajeng Kartini, you can share with us. Anyone would like to share? Yes, please. Okay, very good. So now you have read about the biography, you have answered the questions, and then you have shared your opinion about the biography of Raden Ajeng Kartini. Can you guess what is actually the social function of writing a biography? Very good. So yes, all your answers. Your answer is all correct. So biography is basically purpose to tell us about someone's information. Besides getting information of someone, by reading a biography, we can also get life learning. For example, from the Raden Ajeng Kartini's biography, we can learn about gender discrimination. So all of us need to fight for the gender discrimination. Like what Kartini have done, she fought for the gender discrimination in her era. So in our era now, we can still find the gender discrimination around us, and we need to fight it as strong as what Kartini has done. So different biography you have read might give different life learning from different perspective of yours. So biography not only provides you to give information about someone you like, someone you love, but also it gives you life learning. So you have to read it carefully, you have to write it carefully, you have to pay attention to anything clues that you get from reading biography. The first sections of questions give the information what you can put in a biography. So in a biography, you simply can put name and then place of birth, date of birth, date of death, achievement, names of parents, opinions, and then educations and address. You can put any information, but please make sure that your information is valid. So the second question sections provide you about the generic structures of biography. So a biography basically contains of three generic structures. First is orientation, and then events, and then reorientation or closing. In the orientation, you can put the basic information of the person, for example, the name, the parent's name, the place, and the date of birth. And for the event, you can put the experience, her marriage, education, and etc. But make sure that your events are ordered, means you explain for the beginning until the end. For example, if you want to talk about his elementary school and then his junior high school and then senior high school, you have put it orderly. You have to explain about first his elementary school and then junior high school and then senior high school. You cannot put it randomly. You cannot put it, you want to explain about the junior high school first, and then you come with senior high school, and then suddenly you come with the elementary schools. You cannot do that. And for the closing, you can put the last information of hers, such as the book that she or he produced, or the familiar word from her or him. Okay, now I have a list of some words from the Radha Ajeng Kartini you have read before. The list is this. In here, I have some italic words. Do you recognize some patterns here? Okay, very good. What is that? So yes, in here, the verb isn't the base verb or verb 1. In here, we use the second form of verb, or we call it as verb 2. Verb 2 is basically used for the past events. So here, biography usually contains of the past events. So the form must be in the past. And the tense we use here is past tense. So, you can recognize the past tense by analyzing this sentence. Yes, past tense formula contains of subject, verb 2, and then object. Subject, again, subject, verb 2, and object. So in writing a biography, you have used this formula, or we call it as past tense. So here I have some papers. I'll distribute it to you, but before that, I'll divide you into some groups. One group consists of 3 people. What you have to do is, these papers contains of a paragraph about a biography of someone. You have arranged these papers into a good biography. Different group might have different biography, or you might have the same biography. So I'll distribute it for you. Have you finished it? Have you arranged it? Okay, if you have done it, please, one of the groups come to the front of class and read their arrangement, and the class please give feedback to this group. Okay, you have almost done all the activities, and this is the last. Do you have idol? I'm sure all of you have at least an idol. So now your job is to write a biography about your idol. It can be whoever. It can be an artist, it can be actress, it can be actor, it can be national hero, it can be your teachers, it can be your friends, it can be your parents. But make sure that the information you put on a biography is valid, because it's very important. Make sure you follow the generic structures, the tenses used, and etc. that we have learned before. So now it's time to you to write the biography of your idol. Have you done with your biography? Very good. So now I'll invite one of you to come in front of the class and share about your biography to your friends. And all of you, please pay attention to your friend's biography and give feedback to her or him. Anyone would like to come in front? Okay, very good. So that's it about the biography and the context. Hope you will understand it well. So that's all the activities that you can apply for 20 minutes main activities to teach English, especially your context. And the skills are reading and writing. I hope it is useful enough for you, and thank you for watching. My difficulties are the first about the activities. I'm a bit confused to choose which activities that I can use for my students, because there are many activities but I don't know which one is the appropriate one. And then about choosing the materials, there are so many sources but I don't know which one is the trustworthy sources, because and then how I deal with these problems. For the activities, I watch some videos about learning activities, so yeah, I try to learn and understand how the activities run, and then I pick some appropriate one like what I showed before. And then for the material, I read one by one the material, like the biography I use from Raden Ajeng Kartini and General Sudirman. I read the context and then I make some editing, so I like simplify the language and then correct the tenses, so I'll get my good material. Yeah, so from teaching classes, I get some lessons. First is that teaching in the class is not as easy as I thought, because there are many things that I need to be considered. So I have to be careful in since in the beginning, like since I designing the lesson plan, so I have to be careful, and then I have to be consistent with my lesson plans. I have to be disciplined. I have to be think fast, because if there is thing that I didn't expect, I have to think as fast as I can to search for the solutions. My recommendation for the candidates of English teachers are please do corrections for the material you are going to use, because some of the materials contains of wrong context, wrong tenses used, and many things. Please do the corrections, because even in government books I found some mistakes. So yeah, you have to do corrections in the material you are going to use. And then for the activities, you have to choose the correct activities based on the characteristic of your students. And please make sure you understand enough for your material so you can teach your students well. My plus point to be a qualified teachers are the first, I can adapt some teaching techniques. So by watching a teaching techniques, I can adapt and adopt it and then make my own teaching techniques. And then I'm able to do the corrections for the material, the wrong materials, so I can make a better materials. I'm also good in building relationships with my students, so I can get a connection with them, and then we can make a class, make a fun class.